Education and social media. Social media is providing many new opportunities for careers and studies in today's ever-technological landscape. There are now endless ways that these new social media tools are and can be utilized. In the field of education, the possibilities are endless. Social media has the potential to revolutionize the entire educational system in a positive manner. Today's education system has been criticized for being outdated, boring, and uninspiring. In examining these claims, one major conclusion arises. The old method of teaching are not cutting it in today's society. Social media has the potential to change all of this and completely change how students learn. Students are not fond of the lecture and note-taking style of learning, especially when the class is longer than an hour. Even if the information that the teacher is presenting is interesting and up-to-date, almost everyone is going to lose focus after scribbling down notes and attempting to stay alert for over an hour. Students are focusing on what they are writing down so much that this is not sticking in their memory like it could through other methods of teaching. This is where social media comes into play. Social media has the ability to present the same information in an interesting, intriguing, and innovative way meant for students of the 21st century. Students have such a background in social media and the tools that come along with it that it only makes sense for teachers to teach the students in a way that will really captivate them. Social media is just starting to emerge in today's education system, so how is it currently being used? Blackboard is a technology that students have been using ever since the very start of their elementary career, and is one that students are very familiar with. Blackboard allows students to view their grades, assignments, course materials, and create discussion boards with other students. Blackboard has been around for years, and although it is a useful tool, it has nowhere near the potential of other social media technologies. Another current way that education is currently using social media is through smartboards. Smartboards are interactive boards that the teachers and students can touch, draw, and do many different interactive activities with. Teachers say smartboards make the students more engaged and increase their level of classroom participation. They accommodate many different learning styles. Smartboards are a step in the right direction and are capitalizing on the engaging of the students. The last current way that students use social media is through the use of email. Email is a very basic form of social media, and students even point to email as not being quick enough for today's standards. While email will be used for a while in schools and in business, there are better methods to replace it that will be available in the future. This takes us to the future of education. Social media has the ability to completely transform the education system in a positive light. Here are some ideas of how social media can make a positive impact in today's schools. The first new way is a class blog. Social media blogs can be used to help classes stay connected at all times. Using social media blogs such as Tumblr allows everyone from the teacher to the students to be connected in real time 24 hours a day. A blog lets everyone in the class discuss the day's lecture or past lectures. It allows them to discuss or ask questions about a homework assignment, form separate blogs to talk about projects, meeting dates, and discuss who is going to do what for a project. Blogs also allow for teachers to answer any questions or concerns that students have about any activity taking place in the class at all times of the day, meaning questions no longer have to wait until the next day of school. They can be cleared up as soon as the teacher reads them. Students can also use the blog to update each other on the latest news relating to the class. If a class deals with history, they can post articles, websites, or other interesting facts to the blog so other students can view them that day and find the current information on the topic. Blogs can also be used to turn in homework and get better feedback from the teachers. The feedback from a blog could be very valuable to point out what a student is good at and what they need to work on. Another aspect of the blog that could happen in the near future is real-time lecture for students. If a student was sick or could not attend class, the student could hop onto the blog and watch the lecture from home. This could ensure the student has every opportunity available for them not to fall behind in the class. The next social media technology is the podcast. Podcasts are social media technologies that can greatly enhance a classroom. They are digital media files that can be downloaded from the web that can be in the form of writing, images, or a video. Podcasts are easily accessible and can be downloaded with the click of a button from websites like iTunes. A main function of the podcast would be when the teacher is lecturing or presenting information. They could record themselves and upload it to a podcast. This way, an absent student or any student who wants to view the lecture at a later date can reference the podcast. Podcasts can also help students who are reviewing for a quiz, test, or final exam, or just need more information for a project. Instead of digging through notes and getting frustrated, students can go online and download the podcast with the lecture that they need for the work that they're doing. Podcasts are also a new and innovative way to present information. Instead of a student making the typical PowerPoint presentation, they can make a podcast instead. This way they can incorporate text, images, and video that all run through a podcast format. Teachers can also present with a podcast. Instead of just lecturing information and standing in front of the class, a teacher can have interesting video clips, images, and other information on their podcast for their classroom. The next new social media technology is the use of the wiki. Wikis are the ultimate group tool because of how easy they make it to collaborate for students. A wiki is a website that allows for the creation and editing of pages. All these pages are linked together and make it very easy for students to use and view the information. What makes a wiki so great for a group is that any member of the group can go on the wiki and add or take away any information at any time. This means that groups no longer have to email every single piece of information to each other and have one person put it together in the presentation. With the wiki, when part of a project is done, it can be posted by the person who finished it. This way the project comes together as it gets completed and does not have to be put all together at the end. Wikis can be used to present a lecture to the classroom. Teachers can create an interactive lecture for their class, and at any time they can go back and make changes as new information becomes available. Wikis can be also used for students to take notes. A student could create a main page titled Notes and then have different pages for their different classes. This way, all the students' notes are in one area, and when it comes time for a test or paper, everything will be neat and orderly. The next social media technology is Flickr. Flickr is an image and video hosting website that is widely used by people who use social media. Flickr has a bunch of pictures online that students can take and use for their own presentations or other projects. Flickr is not only good for the images that it provides, but it's such an important tool because a lot of the time students use copyright images and videos on their presentation. While this may seem like a minor offense, it is violating federal copyright laws and it is illegal. Flickr allows students to use images and videos that are copyright friendly and approved for reproduction. This way, students do not have to worry about posting illegal images on any of their projects and worried about repercussions later on. They know that their images and videos are 100% approved for use, and this way they never have to worry about any consequences for using pictures. In the future, students should go straight to Flickr so they make sure they are using copyright-friendly images. Hopefully the use of illegal Google images will stop being used and Flickr will be the main website for students. The last technology students can use is a class Facebook page. Facebook is something that students are already very familiar with and they will like using in the classroom. A class Facebook page would be a great way to showcase class projects, photos, events, field trips, and give any other updates on what the class is doing through the use of the status and the wall. This Facebook page can be shown to parents, grandparents, or anyone else related to the student who is interested in what they are doing. Everything could be done through this Facebook page for students to access and show off, and it could be shown later in life to maybe an employer to show what they have accomplished in a class. The last good thing about a class Facebook page is the class blogs, podcasts, and even wiki page could be linked to the Facebook page, so everything would be connected in one area. The future has endless possibilities for education and social media. Social media has the power to re-engage students. Through the use of blogs, wikis, podcasts, Facebook, and sites like Flickr, students can get excited and thrilled to go to the classroom and learn again. The times are changing, and the education needs to keep up, and social media is the answer to all the education problems going on in the world today.